Hi, we're in the town of Silver Run, Maryland, and this is the home of our 6 times great-grandparents, Balthazar Hesson and Sussana Coblentz. And they arrived at Penn's Landing aboard the ship Friendship in 1739. And after they landed, they moved up to Cocalico Creek by Lancaster, and they came down here in Silver Run in 1761. And when they arrived here, there were no churches or ministers. So Balthazar and Sussana, they were reformists, and they teamed up with the Lutherans, and they built a church right over here, a little log church. They built it on May 31st, 1762, at the top of Mayberry Hill here. And the congregations, the Lutheran and the Reformists, they shared the church. And one week they do Lutheran, the next week they do Reformists, and back and forth. Now Balthazar, he is a co-founder of the church, and he's original signer of the church's constitution. So after 60 years, they tore down the log church here, and they built this one up here. They built St. Mary's United Church of Christ, which stands today. And it was dedicated in 1822, and it was also shared by both the Lutherans and the Reformists, but that only lasted until 1893. So 130 years after the founding of the church, the log church, the Lutherans built their own church down the street. And that's called the St. Mary's Evangelical Lutheran Church. They also call it Pipe Creek as a nickname. So let's talk a little bit about Balthazar Hesson and Sussana Coblentz. Now they were married in 1736 in Germany, and they arrived in Penn's Landing in 1739. And they went on to have 8 children. They had 4 boys and 4 girls, and the 5th child was Elizabeth Hesson. And Elizabeth Hesson married Peter Coblentz in 1745, and they became our 5 times great-grandparents. And they moved on down to Germantown, Ohio, that we'll visit later on in our tour. Now don't mix up Germantown, Ohio with Germantown, Pennsylvania. Completely different cities. So Balthazar, he died in 1774, and Sussana died in 1786. And the church has 2 cemeteries. Right here is the old cemetery, and all the original persons who died here were buried in this cemetery. Now, all the headstones weren't exactly in a row. What happened is, as people died, because the Lutherans and the Reformists, they wanted to kind of preserve their property, they buried the people in order of how they died. So the earliest ones were buried here, and then next, and next, and next. But over the course of the years, they cleared out the lot, and they tried to line up the family names. And what you have here is about 1,100 headstones. There's about 20 that bear the name Hesson. However, our Balthazar Hesson and our Sussana Coblentz Hesson are not found here. See, there's a gap of about 100 years, and if you look out here in the cemetery, there's almost a gap of about 100 years that fits the profile of our Hessons. So they're buried in this lot. Their headstones are missing or broken or no longer available for whatever reason. But they are buried here in 1774 and also 1786. So that's my story of the St. Mary's United Church of Christ, or the first Reformed Church and the first Lutheran Church of Silver Run, Maryland, the home of our Hesson 5 times great-grandparents. Thank you.